Now, the whole process, basically what I do is we run Facebook ads and Instagram ads for local service businesses. So imagine a roofing company and then there's an ad saying, hey, do you want a new roof? There's gonna be a lead form. Now this lead form is going to collect information, name, email, phone number. This is a lead. This lead is going to be sent to the customer. So they're going to get a text message. They're also going to get a text message to the lead. So the lead will say, they'll get a text and it'll say, hey, just got your request. Hey, just got your request for a quote for roofing. Hey, just got your request for a roofing quote. Just to confirm, is this name? Now, it's also going to be zapped into the CRM. Now, we use Go High Level. I'm not a Go High Level fanboy. It's just the best CRM to use when you're scaling your AI agency. We also have an AI bot. So as soon as somebody fills out this lead form, the AI bot is going to contact them. They're going to ask them a couple questions. They're going to qualify them even more. If they're a good fit, they're going to do a live transfer to the business owner or the salesperson. Some of the companies that I work with are doing 250, 500K per month, and they have multiple salespeople. So it's not always just the business owner. Now, if they're a bad fit, they're going to go into a SMS or email nurture. This is when they're going to get text messages and emails every 3-4 days asking them if they still want to get their roof repaired or whatever service that you're offering. Now, once they get connected with the salesperson or the business owner, they're going to set up an in-person estimate to give them a price for that new roof or whatever local service you are helping. Now, at the estimate, they're going to close them, they're going to schedule the service, they're going to get a new deal, and then they're going to get paid. Now, my customers pay me a lot of money for this whole setup, and right now we have about 121 customers using this full setup because it's printing them money. Now, once they get paid, all they need to do is just reinvest their money into the ads, and it's like clockwork. This is the same strategy that I used to grow my actual agency to $100K per month. Now, this is a screenshot right here, $126,000 in March. The whole point of this channel is just to go over what works, some common misconceptions, because I see a lot of people on YouTube teaching people how to start their agency, but they're making money by teaching people how to start an agency. They might have gotten to 10K per month, 15K per month. They're not actually inside of an agency right now scaling it. I'm also here to help beginners. So if you're a beginner, you want to make more money on the internet, you want to start an agency, you want to get inside of the AI trend, that's what I'm here for. And also just to reduce the time it takes to get to 10K per month, because I remember my journey to 10K per month. And if I had somebody like this channel, all you need to do is follow exactly what I do step by step. Now, this is the onboarding form in 2025. The last 30 days, I had 18 customers that signed up for my agency. This is my personal brand. I just created it. There's only 200 followers on there. There's going to be a link in the description if you want to check out my Instagram page. I have tons of content on there showing my entire come up from, my first couple customers hitting my first 100K per month. And a little bit about me is I scaled my online agency to 100K per month in the first 5 months. I've spent over $5 million on Meta, Instagram, and TikTok ads. We have closed over 300 business owners over the phone. I've helped clients generate over $10 million in new revenue through my system that I help others implement into other local service industries. So I actually went from landscaping in the heat. I was out there grinding my ass off, working 50, 60 hours a week. I was a little messed up morally. Then I found Christ, and now I'm living my dream life, doing what I love. So exactly what do? I scale local businesses like roofers, contractors, painters, and we use digital ads. And an example is maybe a roofer is doing 50K per month and they want to get to 100K per month. We copy and paste our proven ads and they generate more sales appointments. Our AI voice agent increases the amount of sales appointments and decreases the time it takes to hit their goal. And we can do this for any niche. And now is the easiest time to scale local businesses. You might be thinking, well, local businesses, it's kind of boring. AI is going to be the last to replace a local business like roofers, plumbers, and that's why I'm so bullish with local businesses. Also, most of the people that are 30 years old plus are on Facebook, Instagram all day long, and it's super cheap. And if you know what you're doing, you can get a ton of leads for any business. Now, there's a couple different types of agencies. So there's my agency where you have you're doing 100K to 250K per month. You have one salesperson, one media buyer, one CSM, and you can handle about 100 to 200 customers. There's an AI agency where you get to 10, 30K per month. You're one person. You have 5 to 15 customers that you're running ads for using the AI with. That's an easy 10 to 30K per month. And with this, you're looking at like an 85 to 95% profit margin. Now, when you're at the 100K to 250K per month and you're scaling hard, I'm anywhere from 50 to 65% net profit. Now, how are you actually going to get leads or business owners interested in your Facebook ads, your Instagram ads, and your AI? So when you're starting out an agency, if you want to play the game on the easiest setting, all you need to do is spend money on B2B ads. So this is one of my accounts right here. I have $104,000 spent. All of this money was spent to get in front of my ideal customer, have them fill out a form, and this is the funnel right here. So this is the $1 million B2B ads funnel, where they come to a page, they opt in, then they go to a calendar page, they book a call, and then after they book a call, they're gonna go and watch a VSL. That video sales letter is just showing them exactly what we do, and then on the sales call, it's fully scripted. When I was getting to 100K per month, we had a couple offers. So the first offer was $2,500 and we would generate them 30 leads. Now, when we did this, we ended up losing a lot of customers. When you do the pay per lead model, you lose customers because they're just interested in paying for the leads. They're not actually interested in growing and scaling their business. So I also did a 10% total sales rev share, and I had an attorney create a contract, and I had to pay that attorney $3,000 to get this. I have, I think, 7 customers right now on a rev share agreement. Now, with this rev share, the more money that I produce for that business, the more commission that I make. So we really dial in every single thing that we can do to ensure that we make the most amount of money. Now, the bread and butter is a $1,500 to $2,500 per month retainer. These sell like absolute hotcakes. So at $1,500, they're going to pay you $1,500. Then they're also going to have to pay Facebook. So they're going to be spending around $3,000 per month in total. And if you're running the Facebook ads, if you're doing the Instagram ads and you have the AI set up, they're usually going to get a 20 to 50x ROI or ROAS on their advertising by month 3. So that's why we have the 3-month agreement. Now, the sales process, what happens is we're running a Facebook, Instagram, TikTok ad. So imagine it's like, hey, are you a roofing company doing above $20,000 per month and do you want to scale to 100K? Fill out this survey, and then that's the funnel right here. Fill out this survey, then they're going to book a call. They have the landing page where they fill out the survey. This is to qualify them. So if you're not qualifying your leads the right way, you're going to get a bunch of people that like want to start a roofing business or are thinking about doing roofing or maybe work for a roofing company right here. So this landing page qualifies them and ensures that you only have roofing business owners that are serious, that have multiple crews, that have the money to afford a $3,000 per month advertising partner. Then after they fill out that survey, they're going to go to a calendar page. On this calendar page, they're going to book a call. You want to make sure that you only have the next 2 days available on your calendar page. If you have the next 4 weeks, 6 weeks where they can book a call, the longer out they book a call, the lower the probability that they're going to end up purchasing from you. So you want to have it minimum 48 hours. And then once they book a call on the calendar, you're going to send them to a VSL. Now, there's multiple ways to create your VSL. If you're brand new, I have different strategies to create a VSL, informing them, educating them on the entire process. If you have case studies like I do, I probably have 15, 25 case studies, testimonial videos of my customers talking about how much money I've made them, and this VSL is full of that. Then, once they have done this whole stage, you're going to get on and do a discovery call. This discovery call is going to figure out what they're currently doing to grow their business, why it's not working, what they want to get to, and then they're going to realize that they need to input your system in order to get to their goal. So like, let's say if they're at 20K per month, right now they're using Google ads, they want to get to 50K per month, but they've been using Google ads for the last 2-3 months. Obviously, it's not going to get them to their goal revenue per month. That's where we come in. Then after the discovery call, you're going to book a sales call. Come over here. All right, so there's a 1-call close, there's a 2-call close. The difference between a 1-call close and a 2-call close is if somebody fills out that survey, they book a call, you try to close them on the first call. The reason that we don't do a 1-call close is because they don't even know who you are yet. They haven't trusted you. They haven't seen enough content. And in order to get them to sign a 3-month agreement to invest in you, you must do a 2-call close so that they can see more content from your agency and allow them to trust you and make the decision easier to partner with your actual business. So if you're trying to 1-call close people right now, horrible. You need to do a 2-call close. You need to do a discovery call. This is to figure out what they're currently doing to grow their business and allow them to realize that what they're currently doing is not going to get them to their goal. And then you want to do the closing call. On the closing call, you want to sell them emotionally and logically. With local service businesses, you're going to have to talk about the numbers. You're going to have to talk about what the average cost per lead is, how many leads it takes to usually close a deal. This is all over the phone for us. We have closed a couple people over Zoom. It's just because they were messing around, my guys, and they sent them to a Zoom link. They're like, all right, let's sell them over the phone. But it is so easy to sell these people over the phone. I apologize. I was talking about getting them on Zoom. But over the phone, you don't need to do Zoom calls. If you are doing this right now and you're helping local service businesses grow and you're at like 5 to 15K per month and you're trying to get people on Zoom, your show rate is going to be absolutely garbage. These people are never on their computer. They don't know anything about running Facebook ads. They don't know anything about AI. And that's why we are valuable to them. But if you're trying to get them on a Zoom call, they're never going to show up. You're never going to have the opportunity to sell your product. So just do it over the phone. And what I actually did was I created a presentation on my website where my salespeople would send the lead the link to the presentation and they would scroll through the presentation and see exactly what we do so they can have a visual. And this allowed us to close, I think our highest number of closes in a month was 35 customers in 1 month. Now, everything is scripted out. So you need to ensure that the lead watches the VSL. So this is part of the sales process. And I would not take any sales calls if they have not watched the VSL because they have no idea who you are. It's going to be much more difficult for them to take out their actual card number and give it to you. You want to send proof before selling. You need to build authority. And if you do not have case studies, if you don't have proof, you need to create educational content. Educational content is talking about why Facebook ads work, why your AI system works, and the more content that they watch, the higher probability that they'll actually purchase from you. Now, you never want to lose the frame. So if you have leads coming in, they're talking about like, what's the price? What's the price? You need to stand firm on your ground and let them know that that's not how it works here. You have to ask them questions to qualify them first, because the last thing that you want to do is sell somebody and then in 2 months from now, the whole thing didn't work out because you didn't ask enough qualifying questions to ensure that they were a company that would be a good fit inside of your program. Now, you need to pre-handle objections. So the pre-handles that you 100% have to handle are price, partner, and then wait until the next month objection. So what I mean by this, when you're pre-handling the price objection, if you get on the phone with a prospect, you must let them know that how the sales call is going to take place. So, hey, what's going on, man? Just to let you know, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions to see if you're a good fit, because just because you're a good fit doesn't mean that now is the right time that you should be in the program. Just because our program works doesn't mean that you should be joining right now. And then if I do feel like you would be a good fit, then I'll go over the price. Now they're not going to hound you with asking you about the price throughout the full sales call. So that's a big key to sell these people. Now, the partner objection. Before you do the whole sales call, ask them like, hey, does anybody else need to be here? Do you need to have your wife here, business partner? And if they do, you must reschedule the call. Do not sell somebody where their partner is not there, because then they are going to go and sell their partner. But they're just going to say, yeah, I talked to some guy on Facebook. He said that he wants to run our ads for $1,500 per month. He's going to be like, fuck no. So you need to make sure that every decision maker is there when you are selling them. Wait until the next month objection. So a lot of people, depending on your industry, it's seasonal. And somebody like, let's say for landscapers, they will want to wait until the spring. And because the spring is their busy season to invest into advertising. So what my sales guys will do, and it's actually embedded into the script, is before they do that, they'll say, dude, hey, kudos to you for actually like getting your marketing set up before the spring, because a lot of people will wait until the last minute to start their marketing. And that's actually the worst time to do it. So actually kudos to you for that. It's kind of like waiting until the last second to study for the test. Now, you need to sell logically with a calculator. We have a calculator inside of a Google Sheet. We'll send them to the lead. They'll fill it out and it'll show them how much money they make on average. Now, when we sell with the calculator, we're not selling on the best case scenario. We're taking our bottom 75% of our results and then inputting that in the calculator so that when they do join our program, they're actually thrilled with the results, because we weren't selling them with best case scenario. We were selling them with worst case scenario. And if they still buy with the worst case scenario outcome expected, they're going to be super happy and you're going to get a shit ton of testimonials and you'll be able to scale your agency way faster than you know it. So a lot of beginner agencies are selling on best case scenario. You don't want to sell on best case scenario, and they can read through your bullshit when you're trying to do that. You're going to have to handle the objections. And what we do is a 3-day company policy to make a decision. So when you're selling this at the end, if they want to think about that, yeah, dude, no problem. We do have a company policy where you have to decide. It can be yes, it can be no. It doesn't matter to us, but you have to let us know within 3 days. If you want to book a follow-up call right now, it has to be within 3 business days. If not, just let me know if it's a no right now. Most of the time, they'll book that follow-up call and they'll buy. But if you don't do the 3-day company policy, you'll have people inside of your sales process that are like, yeah, I'm not sure. Let them know. You have 3 days to decide. If you don't decide within 3 days, I'm going to remove you from our CRM. I'm never going to follow up with you. And you have to let us know, because there's other people in your area who also saw that ad. Remember, we're running ads to generate leads of business owners. And there's other people working here that are potentially going to sign up another company. So you have 3 days. You're first in line right now, but after the 3 days, just let us know. Now, for the fulfillment, how are we actually generating results for our customers? We use Go High Level. We do not white label Go High Level because our customers don't give a fuck about what the name is that we're using for the CRM or the software. They give a fuck about the results. So it's super key that you don't spend a shit ton of time white labeling Go High Level. They don't give a shit. Then we use 2 different types of campaigns. We use instant form campaigns, and then we use website conversion campaigns. Depending on the area, depending on the metrics, we'll either use an instant form. So an instant form is where they fill out the form on Facebook. So for example, let's talk about an epoxy flooring business. You'll run an ad. It's like, do you need epoxy flooring installed and do you live in Michigan? Fill out the form. They fill out the form and it keeps them on Facebook. That's what an instant form campaign is. A website conversion campaign is where we send them to a landing page, and on that landing page, there's a survey where they have to fill out their information. Depends. Sometimes you get better sales with instant forms. Sometimes you get better results with website conversion. I usually split test this with the bigger companies to see which one is performing. Now, super simple. We do 2 types of creatives. One is a story ad and one is a picture ad. And we have all of this mapped out into an SOP. Super simple. All they need to do, my editor, just change the name and the city and state that they're from, and then upload this into the editing software, and it creates an AI voice and does a story ad. These story ads have gone viral. I have millions of views for my customers with these story ads. And then also picture ads perform very well. The picture ads are super simple, but we copy and paste the same picture ads across all of our clients. So the fulfillment is super easy. Now, we have the AI voice calling the leads and doing live transfers. And then another thing is the reactivation campaign. So when they're on the onboarding call, they're going to be asking them about their situation. They're going to ask them if they have a CRM, how are they invoicing right now, if they're using QuickBooks, and if they have a contact list. If they have a contact list, you need to do a reactivation campaign to all of their contacts like as soon as possible, because when you do that reactivation campaign, they're going to make a shit ton of money from their contacts. It's going to put them in the green, and it's going to make them feel super good about working with your company. I've had customers score a $200,000 job with the reactivation campaign. It's super fire. Now, this is a screenshot. This is one ad account right here, and you can see $300,000 spent. This is for one customer that I have where they're scaling super fast. $300,000 spent inside of an ad account. You need to know what the fuck you're doing. And we are absolute professionals scaling local service businesses. Now, I've had people come to me not knowing anything about growing an agency and scale to 40, 50K per month in like 5-6 months. And I told them, copy every single thing that I do, but inside of a different niche. Do not choose landscaping or I won't talk to you, all right? Because we're competitors. Choose a different niche. Epoxy flooring. I have another video on this page somewhere, or down below in the description, there's a thing that you can fill out to get the top 50 niches to go into. Now, these niches are super important because if you choose a niche where it does not work with running Facebook ads and using AI, you're going to waste a fuck ton of time trying to sell customers that are not the right types of customers. So go check that link in the description, get the top 50 niches, and then choose one from there.